destroy the earth. And God said, "This is the sign of the covenant I have made between me and you, every living creature with you forevermore. I have set my rainbow in the clouds, and it shall be the sign of the covenant between me and the earth. Whenever I bring clouds over the earth, my rainbow shall appear in the clouds. Then I will remember my covenant between me and you and every living creature of every kind. Never again will the flood come to destroy all flesh. Therefore my rainbow will be in the clouds, and I will see it and remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of every kind that is on the earth." I don't believe I had heard anything about being gay or trans in that. So they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing by hijacking the rainbow. They know what they're doing, and they know how the rainbow attracts children. They know exactly what they're doing. These people are not stupid. They are not stupid. There are a lot of things, but they're not stupid. And they know exactly what they're doing, and they just play stupid for us to feel sorry for them so that we can accept them. But we don't have to accept that. We don't have to accept the movement or anything of the sorts. Now, am I saying you should go out and beat them up? No. No. You should just not give a flying fuck what they have to say about pretty much anything. Like, that's why. That's why. Keep this up here with me every night that I do the show. It's little drawings my son does for me throughout the day, whatever. Little coloring pages, whatever. But that's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm in this fight. It's for the children. And those people on the woke left, I will get into the woke right later, okay? I will. But those people want to destroy our children. And it's blaringly obvious, being as they stole God's covenant. They stole the sign of his covenant. They hijacked it, and they knew exactly what they were doing because they're run by Satan. Just like the Zionists on the woke right are run by Satan. Anyway, let's get into the church notes here. Hope. Everything from our government to our money system to our medical system to every aspect of our lives. Hope has been under attack to make us feel like there's no reason to try. Hebrews 10:39 says, "We are not of those who shrink and are destroyed, but of those who believe and are saved." Hebrews 11:1-2 says, "Faith is being sure of what we hope for and certain of what we don't see." This is what the ancients were commended for. Pray for a confident expectation of God. Believe that God always fulfills his promises. Hebrews 10:23. Let us hold unansweringly to the hope we profess, for he who promised is faithful. Do not let Satan make you to believe a lie. Corinthians 21:10. He has delivered us from such a deadly peril, and he will deliver us on him. And he will deliver us, comma. On him we have set our hope that he will continue to deliver us. I know I didn't break this down like I usually do. I'm trying to save time because I got a pretty big show tonight, but my church notes. So this isn't necessarily what the pastor preached, and it's not word for word what the Bible says. I'm writing this all down as we're doing everything, okay? So some of it's my words, some of it's pastor's words, some of it's my interpretation of it, and some of it actually is the word, okay? So don't come at me saying, well, that ain't really perfect. No shit, it ain't perfect, okay? I'm not perfect. The show isn't perfect, and that's what I love about it so much, because it's me, okay? It's a proven fact that Christians that practice regularly will get through disastrous circumstances better than anyone else. The strength of the hardiness of Christians is impenetrable. Get off your ass and give the Lord 2 hours of your time a week. He sacrificed himself for you, and you can't even so much as honor him with your brothers and sisters. Christ weeps over the things that hurt us. He will repair the damage that hopelessness has done. Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to give you hope and a future. Those plans do not expire. Ask and ask and ask some more. Do not sit on your hope, and do not ignore the people sent to you. That would be the people that need help. Okay? Have courage. I fail myself all the time. God sends me people, and I just don't feel comfortable, and I just leave it alone. So I'm just as guilty as everyone else. But do not ignore the people sent to you. Reach out and care that these people will go to hell. They will. That's what the book says. Colossians 1-5. The faith and love that spring from the hope that is stored up for you in heaven, and that you have already heard about in the word of truth, the gospel. Love never gives up. I don't plan on giving up. Not anytime soon, at least. Once we defeat the data centers, the Zionist-run government, the taxation without representation, the everything that came with the Patriot Act, and once people a little younger than me can afford to buy a home, once my kids can go to school without being pushed into an ideology, once this country grows closer to God, I will be able to stop doing this. Hopefully next week. Everybody thinks doing something like this is easy. Dude, I can tell you it is not easy. It takes a lot of time, effort, research, but I gladly do it because it is my duty as a man in America to do so. Anyway, enough of my spiel here. Let's get into, and this isn't quite the Israel news I usually do. It's kind of a mix between Israel news and the Iran war, and I guess things from the past as well. I feel like the things of the past are important as well because it kind of paints the bigger picture for what we're going through right now and why. It is stupid quiet in here, so I said I was going to play it. There you go. STP. No Bluetooth speaker tonight. We're going to do this old school. Come on. Let's go, baby. That's too loud for anybody in the chat. Let me know. Or you can always text or call if you really have something to say. You don't like what I have to say?
For those who can't stop discovering. Discovery is now a swipe away. Rumble Shorts. Explore new frontiers.
Hey, you agree with me and want to say it? You want to bring something to my attention? Call or text or on Rumble. You can use the chat. I can't connect the chat to X or anything else like that. Hopefully coming soon. All right. Anyway, to 484-82-VINNY. 484-824-669. 484-824-669. All right. Let's get into it now. Keep that up there. All right. All right. A U.S. brokered 10-day ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon took effect around April 17, 2026, following intense fighting that escalated in March. We all know this. No, it doesn't. You're lying, actually, Grok. No, Israel bombed a school in Lebanon on Friday night. Our Friday night, I think their Saturday morning. I think. Yeah, I don't know how that works. I'll show you that video here in a minute. Oh, let's see. Yeah, here you go. And a French soldier was also killed in an attack on peacekeepers in Lebanon. Concerns persist that the short truce could collapse without a permanent deal. No shit, Sherlock. Let's see. In Gaza, satellite images show Israel expanding permanent. Oh, let's see. Oh, that's in Greater Israel, right? Right here. Expanding permanent military sites in Gaza. Humanitarian issues remain severe. Shortages of prosthesis for war amputees, attacks on healthcare facilities, and restrictions on aid and movement. UN experts have raised alarms over forced displacement and conditions in shelters. Well, no shit. I don't get it. In the West Bank, Israeli settlement activity and control measures continue to expand. That puts us up here now, right? About right here. I already told you they've tried to take southern Lebanon, so it sure looks like they're moving right up, huh? They basically can control Syria. I mean, the former leader of ISIS is now the leader of Syria, and Lord knows that these people, along with us, fund ISIS. Why do you think ISIS never attacks Israel? Anyway. All right. Settler violence and raids by Israeli forces have led to Palestinian deaths, home raids, and displacements. UN reports highlight concerns over ethnic cleansing risks state back. No shit. Oh, anyway, let's see. What's this next thing here? Yeah, that's the one part I didn't do here. In the meantime, let's get to in work. Da 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 da. Shit, where is it? Here. Israel blows up a school. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me turn this up again real quick. 69. Anyway, here is Israel blowing up a school in South Lebanon. Who's that? Yeah. Wow. Well, there's a school. Like I said, the woke right hates kids just as much as the woke left. So, who's that? Pretty depressing. I don't like looking at this. I don't like seeing all this all the time. Anyway, Gaza. Where is it? These conversations kill. Where the hell is it? Oh, I'm just gonna have to hope that it was in here. Yeah, it was towards the end of the week, I believe. Forgive me, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Gaza timestamp. So I'll pull you closer for this one. Jeez, we're already 20 minutes in. Good God. So the first one, so when it's colored, that's what it looked like in January 2024. When it's gray, that's what it looks like in September 2025. Leveled. 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 Anyway, you get the point. How is that justified? How are we just sitting here and watching this happen in real time? Every week I show you a clip similar to this. Every week I show you a story much like this. And half the, no, I wouldn't say half. I'd say a quarter of the country just blindly believes in it and okays it. They're okay with all these people dying, all these kids dying. Like I said, they don't give a fuck about kids just like the woke left doesn't. Okay? Yeah, look.
They are called today.
All right. So these are countries in the Bible and what they're called today. For those of you that do not know, you gotta remember this show's kind of an entry level thing. I'm trying to get new people in.
It was known in the Bible as Persia.
Persia.
The name was changed in 1935. Iraq was known in the Bible as Babylon. The modern name appeared in 1932, coming from the ancient region Mesopotamia. Syria was known in the Bible as Aram. The name changed during Roman times around 64 BC. Ethiopia and Sudan were known in the Bible as Cush. The name Ethiopia appeared in the 4th century. Sudan received its name in 1956. Israel and Palestine were known in the Bible as Canaan. Israel became a state in 1948. 1920. Libya was known in the Bible as Put. The modern name was introduced in 1934.
Just a little information for you. Just a little backstory information for you here. The state of Israel, founded in 1948. It's not the Israel in the Bible. Anyway. Is there anything new?
On Rumble, stream 24/7 with your favorite live streams, viral videos, live podcasts, and exclusive.
No, not really. There is a little bit, but I'll just have to. Anyway, the U.S. hits an Iranian vessel. There you go. There you go. They blew one of their vessels all to hell, huh? This is kind of the upbringing into it. Here's firing a rocket. Yeah, so I think it's safe to say that the ceasefire, if it wasn't already fucked because of Israel bombing that school, it is indeed done. And I'll show you my breakdown I did yesterday about the whole thing, about how you're being lied to. Let's see. Before I do that, let's get into. Here's Trump issues chilling new warning to Iran on April 19th. Whole country will get blown up. So we're back to that. He did another post talking about the power plants and the bridges and everything like that. Well, we're supposedly under a ceasefire, huh? And you're just going to go ahead and let's just keep antagonizing. Let's keep antagonizing until they do something stupid. That way we can get the dumbass Americans to fall in line and follow this war. Be okay with this war. The president and no new wars, huh? No, motherfucker, I voted for you to not be in war. Because I'm a dumbass. In the infamous words of Alex Jones, I'm kind of retarded. Okay? I'm kind of retarded. Because I fell for the whole MAGA fucking scheme for how long? 10 years? I guess I woke up to it just recently in the last couple months. Nonetheless, let's see what Kash Patel has to say about Israel. Kash.
In America to wake.
There we go.
We need America to wake up and prioritize Israel and bring home Israel.
Oh, yeah, that's what we need to do. I forgot. I forgot. Forgive me. Forgive me. I forgot. We need to just do everything to appease Israel, the state of Israel. And before I get into this, I just want to read a little something for you. Something a little interesting. This comes from nobody, but it makes a lot of sense. You know, it really does. It makes quite a bit of sense. It says, if the Holocaust actually happened and the Allies really did save Jews from evil gas chambers, Jews should be building monuments to their white rescuers and singing their praises. Instead, they write article after article, policy after policy, about how all whites need to be sterilized and exterminated. They are ungrateful to their liberators. Men charged into machine gun fire to save them. And now they're telling the generations that came after that they all deserve to die for the crime of being white. Thus begs the following questions. If the Hollow hoax was real and Jews hate their liberators, doesn't that prove that Hitler was right about them? Or alternatively, if Jews feel free to attack their liberators and have no guilt in doing so, doesn't that prove the Hollow hoax never happened? If you're still on board with all of it, yeah, some Jews died. They did. Probably 270,000. But how does that compare to the millions upon millions of white people that died? And blacks and Indians and whatever. But it doesn't compare that much, does it? We shouldn't live on our knees to these people. But anyway, let's get into my little breakdown here. For those of you that didn't see it, oh, got a hot chick. Look at that. Good evening, everybody. This is Vinny Derry from the Vinny Derry Show. You know, I've just seen a lot of talk from the Donald Trump cheerleaders. I think it's time to put the pom-poms away because the first issue here, let's see, you're saying that there is a ceasefire and that we put Israel at bay, but last night, or early this morning, they attacked Lebanon again in the name of Hezbollah targets. Okay, so that one, gone. Israel's still doing whatever the fuck they want. Let's see, what's the next issue? Strait of Hormuz, because of said attack, is now closed again. And another issue I want to say about the whole Strait of Hormuz thing is Donald Trump isn't the first president that was able to open the Strait of Hormuz. The motherfucking Strait of Hormuz was open before we decided to attack Lebanon or Iran. Before we decided to bomb Iran while we were having negotiations, the Strait of Hormuz was open. So everybody's celebrating the Strait of Hormuz opening because of Trump. It closed because of Trump, and then it reopened because of Trump, and now it's closed again. So put the pom-poms away. The strait's closed again. So back to the Strait of Hormuz. Let's see. Another thing everybody's talking about on that is the price of oil dropping. That everybody's celebrating. Ooh, it's going up.
Panicking. We told you. No. The price of oil dropped for all of like 8 to 10 hours because the price is back up to $98 a barrel. Now, I'll cover this more in depth tomorrow night at 9:30 Mountain Time at the Vinny Dairy Show.
Anyway, something I want to add to that whole ordeal here is all the big players in the stock market are dumping everything. They've dumped billions of dollars just tonight. Okay, from what I heard, it could be a rumor, but usually when I hear stuff like this, it's real, and it's not real to everybody else until Monday night or Tuesday or whatever, when you see all your money disappear. But anyway, they're dumping everything except for oil. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you? It tells you that Vinny is right. It tells you that Harrison Smith is right. It tells you that Alex Jones and Owen Schroyer are right. That this war is going to escalate. It's going to get worse. There's going to be more death, and our economy is going to take a massive hit. They're trying to roll out COVID-2, like I warned 3 weeks ago. COVID-2 isn't going to be, they might add a virus on top of it, but the economic collapse, no matter what they blame it on, is going to come from the Strait of Hormuz being closed. That's where our fertilizer comes from, our oil, most of our food, all of that. It all stems from there. Okay, the origins of everything that we have come from there because we have subsidized everything away from America and have shipped all of our labor overseas, and then we get it shipped to us. We have created our own destruction, ladies and gentlemen.
Rumble Studio is the answer to everything. We have a show on the hour every hour. And we started using Rumble Studio as our central production hub. We can have people all over the country.
Speaking of destruction, let's get into the data centers. Okay. Cost to the taxpayers. At least 38 states offer tax breaks to attract data centers, including sales use exemptions on equipment. That is to the people that own the data centers, not the taxpayers. They're giving them all sorts. Here we go. At least 10 states lose $100 million per year each in revenue. Virginia's sales tax exemption alone costs $1.6 billion annually. Illinois has lost nearly $1 billion. Georgia, Arizona, and others are seeing similar escalations. States have analyzed returns often lose 52 to 70 cents per dollar of incentive. Some projects cost taxpayers $1 to $2.6 million per permanent job created. At least 12 states disclose little or nothing about these losses, making the total national figure hard to track. Some states, like Illinois and Minnesota, have paused or repealed incentives due to the fiscal drain. Others continue them. Infrastructure and utility costs. Data centers require massive grid upgrades, new power plants, and transmission lines. Historically, utilities socialize these costs across all customers, leading to higher household electricity bills. The largest U.S. grid, the PJM grid, saw data centers add 9.3 plus billion in costs in one recent 12-month period, with more expected. In high-density areas like Virginia, this has already driven noticeable rate hikes. In March 2026, President Trump announced the Ratepayer Protection Pledge, signed by Amazon, Google, Meta, Microsoft, OpenAI, Oracle, and xAI. Satan. These companies agreed to 1. Build, bring, or buy their own new power generation. 2. Fully cover the cost of all related. Okay. So it's not all past. Huh. I didn't know this was on that album. It scared me for a minute. So costs are not passed to households. This is like them agreeing to, let's see, pulling the dyes out of all their food. All the food companies pulling dyes and shit out of. We pledged it. Yeah, you pledged it, but you didn't fucking mean it because you're not gonna actually do it. You're not gonna pay for that. Fuck no. We're gonna be surveilling these stupid fuckers, and we're gonna be taking all their money to do it. Let's just say on record that we'll do it. We didn't have to sign anything or do anything. Yeah, we gotcha. We'll take care of it. These data centers aren't gonna do anything to hurt you, dumbass motherfucker. We're gonna take it right out of your pocket. You're gonna just smile while we do it because your fucking daddy told you that well, they're not gonna do that. While they're grabbing the wallet out of the back pocket, while they're grabbing your wallet, it's oh, he didn't grab your wallet. Yeah, nobody took anything of yours. As your wallet is sliding out of your pocket, no, you're good. No, you're imagining that. No, I'm telling you that this didn't happen, so it didn't happen. Yeah, right. It's called a psyop, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, how data centers get their resources. Electricity. U.S. data centers used 176 TWh. Sorry, I'm low IQ because I don't love Trump. So projections show this doubling or tripling by 2028. Sourced primarily from the existing grid. Natural gas 40%, renewables 24%, nuclear 20%, coal 15%. Increasingly, via power purchase agreements, hyperscalers contract directly with renewable developers or build behind the meter generation. Under the 2026 Ratepayer Protection Pledge and similar. Nope, we're not going to read the words. I want the shit that's signed and what's actually happening. Water. Direct use. A mid-sized center can consume hundreds of thousands to 5 million gallons of water a day. Hyperscale AI centers are projected to use 16 to 33 billion gallons annually by 2028. Does this not freak anybody out? You still okay with having a data center in your... Okay. Well, I got some more shit coming up here soon that you're not going to want it. Because if it's in your backyard, you're not going to be able to sleep. You're not going to be able to enjoy your home at all. Anyway, land, private purchase or lease of large rural industrial parcels. Average new site is about 224 acres. Hyperscale campuses can exceed 1,000 acres. Who funds? Yeah, I'm not going to go into that. I already told you who funds it. You. The person watching this, you're the one that funds it. Sorry, got to flip the record quick. Yeah, there we go. All right. So anyway, let's get into the clips here. Let's get in. So I showed you the breakdown, and at the end of this, I'll get you into what it leads us into, and who is going to bring it in if Trump does not. Anyway, AI demon. Yeah, I found this just as I was about ready to pack in Just as I was about ready to pack in the final notes for the show, I ran into this. This comes from Rex Jones News. Rex Jones, Alex's son, the heir to the throne. He said, "Make this illegal now. Must be banned." Former OpenAI executive exposes alien portals. We're building portals from which we're generally summoning. Oh, that's from Chupacabra. But let's see here. The company plans to build a data center campus in Abu Dhabi, which is 7 times larger than Central Park and consumes roughly as much electrical power as the city of Miami. The truth of this is we're building portals from which we're genuinely summoning aliens. Aliens are demons. A former OpenAI executive said the portals currently exist in the US and China, and Sam Altman has added one in the Middle East. He went on, I think it's just like wildly important to get how scary that should be. It's the most reckless thing that has been done. Yeah. As we're trying to usher in the end times with this stupid fucking war in Iran, right? So here's a data center map. It shows where they're all going up and where they plan on being. Where is it? Where are we? There we go. This comes from Owen Schroyer. The great Owen Schroyer. It's Owen Schroyer 1776. Is a data center coming to your town? Find out. That's why I opened the show with what the hell is the name of that fucking song? It's not Unchained, is it? Is it? Is it Unchained?
Rumble Studio is the answer to everything. We have a show on the hour every hour. And we started using Rumble Studio.
Yeah, Unchained by Van Halen. It's kind of a toss out to Owen. Anyway, let's see what we got here. This comes from Isabel at Izereco Piro. I made a map to monitor data centers all around the world. So you can pick your county, you can zoom in on the map like it's Google Maps, and it'll show you where. And it gives a breakdown on how much energy it uses, how big it is, all of that. So let's check it out real quick. Why don't we? Yeah, I haven't even followed her yet. Where is it at? Probably a porno thing. We're gonna. Let's see here. AI policy. I should have done this. So let's see here. Here we go. Now we're in it. Oh, you know what? Let's go to Oklahoma. What? Oh. I guess we'll go to Missouri here. Kind of doing this under fire right now, but oh my god, how do I zoom out? Let's try going this way. Well, anyway, it kind of gives you a outlook of where these are. Come on. I've never tried to use it before here. You gotta remember, it's in the beginning process here. But it'll show you the locations, kind of like here. And where are we at here? That's Oregon and Washington. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, just right here. Just right here. in Oregon and Washington on the parts you can see. Looks like there's one going right on the border between North and South Dakota. Definitely more North Dakota, because if anybody in South Dakota has a fucking brain, they wouldn't be okay with this. Anyway, let's get into resource use. I already kind of laid it out for you, but let's see. Personal phone. This comes from the Dr. Margaret Show. One large data center can guzzle as much electricity as 100,000 homes and up to 5 million gallons of water per day for cooling. U.S. data centers already use 4.4% of national electricity, heading towards 12% by 2028. U.S. data centers used 4.4% of national electricity in 2023, projected to reach 6.7 to 12% by 28. And that comes from official U.S. Department of Energy Lawrence Berkeley National Lab report. A single large hyperscale data center can consume as much electricity as about 100,000 homes. 100,000 homes. Let me say it one more time. 100,000 homes. Remember how Texas's power infrastructure just went all to hell over one little fucking cold spell? What do you think powering an extra 100,000 homes is going to do to that? If you live in a rural area, like say South Dakota, it's not used to even having that kind of pressure on it unless it's one of the three big cities or bigger towns. Okay, so what is 100,000 homes going to do to infrastructure that is only used to the population of like 70,000? You're doubling it, doubling. In most of South Dakota, North Dakota, you're tripling, quadrupling, whatever. How is the system going to reside on that? Anyway, water usage. One large data center can use up to 5 million gallons of water per day, equivalent to the daily water use of a town of 10,000 to 50,000 people. There's already places that have a hard time keeping up with the water supply to their people, or their people get dirty water. I know in Edgemont, South Dakota, you can't even drink the water there. But they're going to be adding this to take away the fucking water already, to take even more of the water. So we can't build our systems up. We can't strengthen our systems. We can't clean up the water supply for the local people. But I'll be damned, we can throw a fucking AI data center in there that's going to use 10 times what the town itself uses. Anyway. Let's listen to a little horror story on data centers. I won't play the whole thing. I'll kind of skip around a little bit.
I live 1.6 and I live 1.